You have reached the public service. Ask yourself one question. Are you a taker or a maker? As with any situation in life, is your situation taking or making you happy? This is a public service show, and I'm Sandra.
And I'm Kirk.
And today, well, we've been away for a little bit. We had some household mishaps. Refrigerator went out on us.
Yeah.
And part of the power in our house has gone out after we did a little bit of renovating. Actually, we didn't do the renovating. Somebody else did and blew out part of the circuits in our house. We're going to fix that. So, now that we're back.
It's been an adventure.
Yeah. It's like, you ought to try going without a refrigerator. It's a nightmare living out of those ice boxes with ice igloos. And they weren't even igloos. We didn't spend that much money. We got generic.
Yeah.
So today's show, that's neither here nor there. Our whining, I mean, we have more than most, so
this is true.
It's just it is perspective. But today's show is how are people homeless and intense?
Oh my goodness!
And we've got some answers for you.
Okay, let's start off with the federal minimum wage, which has been basically frozen at $7.25 for 17 years, and that really kind of just gets it off with a bang, doesn't it? I mean, could you imagine working for 17 years at your job and never getting a raise? Nothing. Not getting a raise, period. No cost of living raise, no inflation raises, nothing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, everything around you that you purchased has gone up hundreds of %. So you're falling down as the people that sign your checks. Not the people around you, not people of different color, not people of different sexes. They don't sign your check. The people, the corporations, and the businesses that you work for are signing those checks. So let's keep the focus on where the focus needs to be.
Yeah, and they know what they pay you.
Exactly. As they drive off in their Mercedes, they know that your Ford or whatever car you're driving is broken and you're having trouble paying for gas to get back and forth. Now, I've never seen a CEO drive by one of their employees and go, "Here, use my black card, fill up your car, and fix it." And if any of you do tell me, because I'd like to give him all the airtime he could ever use.
Him or her?
Or her.
Yep.
That's true.
Wow. Yeah. Wouldn't that be so? That would be a story of the week, I think.
Right now, why everything is, the way that it is, I look tirelessly for any kind of philanthropic anything from these billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, whatever. I hear nothing. It's nothing but crickets. As they see there's homelessness everywhere, they drive by, fly over. Do they care? No. I'm waiting. So at this point, I am resigned to the fact that these people do not care at all about human life, which means that they lack the one thing, the one sustainable thing to make a planet healthy and whole. It's called empathy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They lack empathy.
We were just talking about that earlier today.
Yes, we were.
I
say it all the time, but it's like
she does.
I knock him down with it, and it's got to be annoying at some point. Honey, I know they don't have any empathy. Honey, I know. But it's past the tears. I mean, we're in fears now because their lack of empathy shows that they will burn this planet down for money. And they are.
Full stop. Hello. I mean, I think you just read earlier today that there's supposed to be the strongest El Nino, you called it?
Ever.
And going to be coming.
I'm not sure. I'm not a meteorologist or anything, but when I hear, lots and hundreds of people are going to die, that's frightening.
Yeah.
And I don't see any of the billionaires, trillionaires out there with solutions for climate change. All I hear is, how can I make more money?
Yeah. Or how can I make money off of the misery that's getting ready to, the pending doom?
Well, then I guess they're going to be investing in funeral homes next.
Yeah, that's probably the next
Get us
logical
coming
step.
And going, right?
You got it.
Especially going.
Wow.
Unreal. So the second is the median income for individuals in the United States is roughly $45,000, and that was in 2024. Oh. So $45,000. You figure nowadays rent for a single bedroom is like $2,000 or more in some instances. That would probably be about an average.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. So I'm thinking of $45,000. That in like the 80s would have been a lot of money. You'd have been doing really good.
You'd have been doing well.
But now, when a car costs on average $30,000, think about that.
Yeah.
Your food on average for two people or a family of four weekly is going to cost you like $200 or $300.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So where is all this extra money going to come from? I don't see it.
45,000 is basically just a shade over $20 an hour. It's like what, $22?
Exactly right.
$22 an hour.
Right.
And while that's not even the minimum wage in the states that are stepping up and doing a reasonable minimum wage over what the federal mandate requires.
Right.
So that's not the reality for everybody. For everybody else, the reality at $725, that is literally $14,000 a year.
Right.
And 15. It's
sad. And keep in mind, this show is about how people are becoming homeless, living in tents. So look at the money disparity here. This is what we're talking about. I'm just going to keep revisiting that so that you can put it in your mind like, wow, that's not a lot of money. And I recently talked to someone in my area that was running for city council. She made this observation that the reason why we have homeless is because they don't want to go into shelters. And I said, I think you need to do your homework. I'm like, the wages are A and rents are B. And in between there, nobody can afford it. So we all used to have that one homeless guy. We already knew where he lived. We'd call his wife or blah, 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 come and get him. No. Now, most of our homeless, and I'm going to 99% plus, are out there because of economics and greed.
Yeah.
Not because they want to be. Everybody wants a home. Even if you have drug problems, and our veterans are out there because some of them have emotional problems, and we've cut services to them dramatically, especially in the last year or so. My husband's a veteran, and the prices for things that I pay the bills, have gone up.
Yep.
I mean, thank you for serving your country. Here's a bill. And we recently just heard that if you get injured, please explain. If you get injured, you literally you only have this much time. I believe it was a couple of weeks to get better. And if you don't, any time after that you need care comes out of your retirement.
Yeah, they tap into your retirement.
So thank you for serving America honorably.
Yeah.
We're going to charge you for that.
Blew me away.
We verified this with somebody who is currently active in the military, who will remain nameless, because we don't want anything retaliated on him for any reason.
Yeah.
So just think about that. You are volunteering your life for your country, and your country just recently decided to charge you for that. If you get injured, they send you out there, you get shot or something like that. You have 2 weeks to recover. You break your leg or arm, you have 2 weeks. Nothing even knits within 6 weeks. So no matter what, you're going to pay.
Just think your odds of getting injured go up with the current administration in control.
Yeah.
So
this
on the top.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh.
This council person was sitting there giving me a lecture on police. We're homeless. We need more police. And I'm looking at her going, so all of this time, all of these people are out on the streets because we don't have enough police? Question mark? I'm like, you need to do your homework. It's economics. I mean, that's always a pretty little talking point. You need more police. And I said, to move them around? Because that's exactly what you're going to do with the police. It's not like the police are going to put them in the back of the car and take them home and feed them and change them in their own houses. Right?
Yeah, definitely not.
So that extra police is just to move them around, to keep certain parts of the city looking good, like there's no problems, as if we all have blinders on and we can't drive by these people with signs going, I just want to eat. Yeah. Well, I give them money all the time. Just ask my husband.
We do. Yes,
and he does it. Goes,
he does.
I'm always, and we do. We're like trying to feed as many as we can or whatever. And we know because we do our homework. It isn't because of police that there's homelessness. And I was disheartened by her attitude because of that. I'm like, you've got to know better than that.
Yeah.
You've got to know, do better. Figure it out.
Yeah.
If you're going to be...
you're
in the city council. No. You're in the city council. Talk about, building affordable homes for these people. Building things for veteran services. That would have been impressive to me. I would have been, bravo. You could possibly have your vote, our vote. But we also asked the city council person to sit down and have a chat with us. Yeah. And I'll let you talk about the outcome of that.
Yeah, so the current sitting council person, we were commenting on one of our local social media sites, and we were talking about the Indy 500 that we have flying up and down behind our home.
But to be fair, it's everywhere. So I know somebody's got
yes.
Loud cars.
But we were talking specifically about our area, and a bit of back and forth, and then, hey, let's carry on this conversation and email after. How long has that been since we gave her our email and nothing?
Okay.
Weeks, I think, right?
We talked to her prior to the election. Mm-hmm. And it was all busy, talking point. And then my husband goes, okay, let's set up a time and we'll go and meet you in your office and all this other stuff. It's been crickets. And the woman that I spoke to talked about this other woman, saying that, she's great on social media, but you won't get any activity. And she was right. So that person, the sitting person, lost our vote. Yeah.
I mean, it starts in your communities, folks. Mm-hmm. There's all this stuff going on federal, countrywide, but at the end of the day, we all live kind of right where you live.
That's right.
So, anyway. On to the topic at hand, the deeper parts of the topic at hand. So, since 2000, rents have gone up nationally 75 to 85%. The average U.S. one-bedroom rent climbed from $850 in 2000 to over $1,600 today. After adjusting for inflation, real rent costs have still grown by over 20%. We just got done talking about people who haven't had a raise in 17 years, and most of the individuals just barely making a little over $22 an hour, and you've got, and all of those numbers, that's gross. That's not after taxes. That's it. It only goes down from there. $1,600. I mean, you're looking at what? Almost 20 grand
Right. That's outrageous. And that's why you see
a year.
And that's why you see a lot of rent-a-room kind of a thing?
Yeah.
You know, because people can't even afford to rent an entire apartment anywhere. People are in their homes are renting out rooms to strangers. And a lot of times it doesn't work out well because people, you know, it's hard alone to get along with your own relatives. Can you imagine strangers at some point, you know?
Yeah. No kidding. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, listen, I mean, we all have our things in our homes, you know, renting. That is trying. But what other options are folks being left with? That's one bedroom.
Yeah.
If you have a family, you're talking, you know, mom and dad, and if they have a child or more, you know, now you're minimum 2 bedrooms, and you know, you're probably talking well over $2,000.
Yeah, and since 2000, yes, I'm sorry, honey.
No.
The average U.S. rent has increased 139%. Just listen to that, 139%. You know, we go on the base all the time, and there was this sergeant that was doing healthcare. She was a nurse, remember?
Yep.
And she said every year, you know, because she rents off base, the increase in rent seems to match the raise she got. If she got a 3% or 4% raise, her rent went up 3% or 4%. She couldn't get ahead, right? She was trying to figure out a way to live on base at that point. So isn't that interesting that even property owners know how much military get, that they make sure that even the little bit of money increase that you get goes to greed. And a lot of these rental properties and apartments and stuff have been long paid off.
Oh.
Long paid off. If they're over 40 or 50 years, believe me, that note's been paid off. It's 30 years or 40 years just like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that when you get those huge rent increases, that wonderful owner out there is sitting on loads of cash while you can't even make ends meet. And that's what I look at. I'm like, that's an old apartment complex. How are they charging $3,000 and $4,000 a month for a 2-bedroom? That thing's been paid off decades ago.
Think about all.
And how much maintenance? Come on.
All they're worried about is really annual property tax,
which
is a couple grand.
And of course, maintenance. If it's not a rundown, what do they call it? Slumlord.
Slumlord.
I'm sorry. I remember Pesci doing that movie.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci doing the
Super.
movie. The Super, and he was a slumlord. But now it seems to be a rite of passage from what I read. So yeah. And 139% is outrageous. And even when you adjust for inflation, the real rent prices have climbed, like he said, 20 to 25%, and it has outpaced wages more than 24% or more, says the United States Treasury Department. So there you go. There you go, people. How are you going to survive if A costs this and you only have B and your food, your rent, you're always behind. So some people can't keep up with their rent and stuff, and Exhibit A, homeless. They decided to either pay the rent or eat, or the PG&E, or the car. Maybe if I stay out here, I can eat, at least, and maintain my car.
Think about that, folks. Yeah. I mean, they're not, I just want to be homeless. I'm going to go enjoy the outdoors. These people had to make a decision as to whether or not they were going to eat or have a roof over their head.
Because not all of them are on drugs.
Most
and
aren't.
That is a really good excuse that a lot of people use. They say, oh, they're just drug addicts, blah, 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 blah. No. The same people who have been drug addicts were drug addicts in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and we still didn't have this amount of homeless. Just like functional alcoholics, there's a lot of functional drug addicts as well. So people, look at the situation. When you're talking or you're giving something to somebody out there that is homeless, listen to them. They're not all on drugs. I can't make ends meet. I don't make enough money. I got laid off from my job. There's a lot of valid excuses why a lot of them are homeless. And there's so many of them now that, it's getting to the point where people just drive by them as a everyday fixture. Not me. I can't.
The ones that get me the most really are what do they call it? The working poor.
Yeah.
These people
That's
who,
sure.
are doing 40-hour work weeks and can't afford to live. And actually, let me take that back. And I'm just going to pile on Walmart because everybody knows about Walmart and they know about their employee payment practices.
That's right.
These people, on purpose, make sure they do not give these people enough hours to qualify for insurance. So now they're on assisted insurance. They're on the government. And at the same time, not paying them a living wage. And those people count against the employment statistics that get pumped out every month and ballyhooed about or whatever. And you have 3 or 4 of the children, I think it's 3 children now, who are quarterly, I think it is. We'll just say annual for the lack of making billions of income every single year. Now, these people have made billions of dollars year over year. Do you think enough's enough? How about paying your people a living wage? How about paying your people so that they can actually afford to house themselves and eat, not one or the other?
That's a brilliant point. It's, back to why people are homeless. I heard something recently. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, is donating billions of dollars to try to help situations. I have to take it back. She's the only one that I've heard that has reached into her pocket and said, I want to help. And she is. And he and I talk all the time about the situation that we're in on the planet, in our country, because we're both generational Americans. And then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I argue. I go, men have run this planet into the ground. I'm just going to say it again and again. And they actively and destructively hold us women down in our opinions because they think emotion is a bad thing. Empathy is a bad thing. You have to be cold-blooded. Well, look what cold-blooded has got us. It isn't just the United States that's starving. Go to the BBC. The entire world is starving just for a few people that will never utilize all that money. Never. But are taking extreme pleasure and strangling the life, the water, the air, the food out of everyone. I'm angry about it. So is he. I think us women, we need emotion. We need people to cry over the dead bodies. I don't want any more men stepping over the dead bodies and acting like they're not even there. I want us women to join with the men that have empathy and fix this stuff. I almost fix it. We got to fix it. I think we're here because nobody cares. All of the people at the top can watch you starve to death. Watch an infant have no food with its belly swollen and just dying just for a bottle or water or anything, and not care. Enough of the not care people, and let's get the care people.
She's not wrong. Let me just look in the mirror, be honest with yourself, and she's not wrong. Men have been running the show for thousands of years, and look where we're at. And no, not all of us are bad, but why does it seem to attract the most nasty and disgusting of us that want to put their foot forward and lead? I don't understand it, but something needs to change, and it needs to fundamentally change, to your point, worldwide. This is not just an America problem.
Well, when we got out of the caves, what did we do? Fight each other. And you needed the strongest men to fight. Okay, we're past that. We've killed each other and killed each other and killed each other. Yeah. And what have we learned? We're really efficient at killing each other.
It's about the best thing we do.
So we learned that we're efficient killers.
Yeah.
But are we efficient learners? No. Because why? We're still killing each other. And I'm saying that sarcastically because it's ridiculous. When people like me, I see other women out there going, oh, here we go again. Here comes the same lesson over and over. And what is it when you do the same thing over and over and over again? And you expect a different outcome? Isn't that insanity?
Ding, ding, ding. Yes.
And if we're not getting realistic information, I'm going to warn you people. Crime is at an all-time high. Higher than it's ever been. Why? Crime goes up when people don't have enough. And they don't. When people don't have enough, look at the internet crime. How many of you people receive breach? Hey, go change your passwords. Let me tell you something. Why should I change my password? You were the one hacked. Right?
That's exactly right.
So back to why people are homeless. Your information is being stolen. Everything. These people don't care. We give you 30 days free monitoring. You get that anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So the medium income you need to purchase a house now, the average price of a home is well over $400,000. Now, I don't know how home prices went up, just like everything else, cars and stuff like that. And I really don't believe that it costs even $100,000 to build a house. I really don't.
No.
When you get everything wholesale. Yeah, and I'm talking a 5-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. Probably.
Actually, that's a large house, probably like 3-bedroom.
Right. So, but what's that name? Profits, right? Even if your employees can't afford their trucks to drive the stuff to build that house, the gas, the insurance, lunch.
Yep.
They don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And that word empathy.
I was just thinking that.
Empathy. If someone keeps doing the same thing, harming over and over and over again, and you see these people on television talking about, oh, we need this kind of money. Oh, we're the victims here. The first thing a bully will tell you, or a criminal or anybody that's taken advantage of you, is feel sorry for me.
Yeah. Always.
So, I'm off my soapbox. I just try to explain my opinion.
People have to get passionate about this because it just feels like that they're, to Sandra's point, there's a serious lack of empathy running around.
Oh, yeah.
And when people see these homeless people, they immediately go to drug user or blah, blah, miscreant. Like that would even matter. What's wrong with helping the drug users and miscreants as well, along with the people who are working poor?
And what makes a poor person want to help a billionaire? when you don't have a roof over your head. I listen to people, well, what's wrong with making money? I go, it's really wrong if he's not paying me enough to live so he can have more than he needs.
Hello. 3 more
So
Learjets.
as long as you don't speak for me, we're good. I'm going to get my full wage because I'm going to fight for it. And I hope, since you want him to make more money, that you'll take a deduction in pay. Why don't you give him more? Give him $5 an hour of your money. That'd make him happy. Meanwhile, I'll take 10 because he's been underpaying me forever.
That's right.
How about that?
Yeah.
And let's see
That
that attitude then. So you're willing to give back 5? No. Oh, yes, you are. You don't want to hurt your employer.
I just don't understand the logic.
No, you have to, when you talk to them like that, then they go, huh? I go, you heard what I said?
That's what it is.
You heard what I said.
Yes.
I said, if you're more worried about his well-being than your own, you're not talking to me because you have nothing to say of interest to me. I will not sacrifice any more for people that have more than enough.
Yeah.
And I don't want my children to either.
No. They deserve better. We deserve better. They deserve better.
Right.
Let's see here.
I think we're here.
Did we hit the month?
No, you go for it.
On whatever? Did we hit it?
Well,
I think we.
yeah,
well,
you
we kinda
you
touched on
covered it. Yeah.
Okay. Individual.
Oh no,
investors.
you need to do that.
Oh, I need
My
to do this.
apologies.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Okay, so Sandra was busy doing a lot of research on this, and one of the things she came across, which kind of blew both of us out of the water, was, can monthly rent increase? And what that, let me flesh that out. What that means is, can monthly rent increase month over month, or at any month, or
After the lease, though.
after the lease is complete? And absolutely. Depends entirely on your location and the lease terms, and also some local housing laws that also applies. In most cases, it is legal if your lease is ending or ended that you can receive month-to-month increases.
That's right. Monthly increases.
Monthly. And she didn't put a dollar number here, but I think if I remember, she said it could be anywhere from like $200 a month increase.
The one article that I read said that this tenant was receiving a $200 a month increase the moment the 1-year lease ended, and they couldn't afford it. They're like, I can't afford this. I'm already paying this, and they were just shocked. And they could do that every month to you. That's the month to month.
Let's make sure if you're on the list of people who can actually afford to rent something, that you maintain and stay up on your lease. Make sure you always have a lease, and the lease that you have, you understand it from soup to nuts, and you know every in and out of it, so that you know what your rights are, so you don't get.
Right. Or try to sign another lease when that one's ending.
Yes.
Like maybe go in there 2 months before and say, look, my lease is ending, and I know after this you can charge me whatever. Are you willing to offer me another lease at this fair amount?
Yep.
You know, you can negotiate those things. I'm pretty sure most people.
She could negotiate.
Well,
it,
you know,
well, we don't have to lease nothing, but
no, but you know, you see all these apartment buildings empty,
Yeah.
and we know why.
people can't afford them.
That's right.
You know, the really sick thing is they're building brand new apartments that people cannot afford. Burn the money.
Well,
spend
everybody's saying that we need affordable housing and there's not enough housing. And I'm like, I don't see how that is. When I do the hard math, it's not like 2 million people just moved in last week. This is pretty much around the same amount of people in every state. And nobody, like hundreds of thousands people move into a state in 1 month. That's not true. There was always affordable. There was always enough housing. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that people can't afford it. So they can try to pass that off as not enough homes. But now we see people living 7 and 8 and 9 people to a house because that's the only way they can afford it. And they're buying them that way as well. Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
What you have to do just to survive. And they're stacked on top of each other and unhappy, right? So then they all leave and all the parks are full just so they can get some fresh air, which I don't blame them, right?
You've got to be unhappy. I mean, no one can live on top of you. I mean, literally, not figuratively.
Yeah, but they have no choice. You're right. They have no choice. And like, it's difficult for family members to get along. Just imagine if you're in a situation where your extended family and cousins and all that other stuff, just to have a home. That's tough. That's tough.
Or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 complete strangers.
No.
Oh.
No, one of the girls, remember I told you the story, one of the girls that worked at Walmart was a junior manager, and she moved out into this area where it was 5 or 6 employees were buying a house together. And she said that it wasn't even 3 months later they were partying all the time. She couldn't get any rest, and it was a mess, right? And she said she had to go. So she figured her way out. And I was like, wow.
Oh, good for her, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Because that's not always an option for a lot of people.
No, it isn't. But she was one of the higher earners in that house.
Wow. Okay.
So, it's just sad. So you are number 7.
All right, let's see here. Individual investors. 70% regular people and families own the vast majority of the nation's rental property. And it's not like they just have, a couple. They can hold up as many as 1 to 9 properties, which leaves...
Or even more, probably.
Or even more. I mean, that's almost... Well, that's not almost. That is an enterprise all unto itself, if you think it in total capacity.
Right.
And... Oh, my goodness.
Well, when I moved to before we live here, the rentals that I was presented with were held by real estate people. So because they have access to the MLS, so they can buy all the lower valued property before we even get a look at it.
That's it.
And that's what was happening in our area, because I refused to rent one of her properties that had a detached garage, right, where you had to go out in the rain to do your laundry. I'm like, I'm not. And a huge backyard with no sprinkler system. And she goes, you can have to water that. I'm like, oh, no. And the kitchen was like a thumbnail. You know what I'm talking about. It was so slow, 5 cabinets. And I'm like, okay, this will tell you how old it is. It had paneling on the walls. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm not bringing my children.
I can sense the trauma.
Children. And then she goes, no dogs. And I had a dog. I go, that was it. Yeah, we're out.
Yeah, we can blame the dog.
And she had the gall to get mad at me. She's like, what, you have to get credit? I go, there are others. She yelled at me on the phone. And then I found a place that was suitable. But other than that,
it's crazy. I mean, it's probably where my biggest gripes come in is when you have the international investors, people who don't live here, who own X number of properties and so wealthy that they could give a hoot to what's going on locally in a community. I'm a firm believer of people own homes. The community is the home. And if there are no people in these homes, families, young people getting started out, middle class folks, people who are getting close to retirement, a community, the community dies. I mean, it becomes overrun. And you just pick your poison with the overrun, with strip malls or undesirable elements. I mean, just pick it, but and then of course you have a homeless problem because people can't afford, because they're not getting paid a decent wage and compounded by these people who could care less about the community sitting on property with rent so high, and they don't care if they fill it. To them, it's a write-off.
That's exactly right. I recently drove by. He and I were carousing past some fun places, and I saw a sign. I actually took a picture of it with my phone. It said, and it was a new house development, new houses for rent. They couldn't sell them, so they're renting them out. Now, you know something's overpriced if it's brand new and it's for rent. I couldn't believe it. I was like, click, 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 you won't believe this. And he looks, he's like, I'll be.
She pointed out, I missed it the first time, so we actually looped around, went back, and sure, I was mortified and stunned all at the same time.
But it was the truth. And it's like, this is the problem, people. Back to what we're talking about. People are not out on the streets because they want to be. I mean, there's a percentage of people, there's always going to be somebody that's a little too unstable, that family members can't keep them indoors. That's okay. But that's less than 0.001%. That's so small. The rest of the people are out there because of economics. Mm-hmm. Because this math doesn't add up.
No,
right?
It doesn't.
Minimum wage across this country is too low for people to rent, people to buy. People are struggling. And we got to stop blaming the victims here. I mean, these are the victims. I mean, it's your fault. You're not managing your money. What money?
Yeah.
They've never had enough. And if you don't know anybody and you're in an area, you can't even, cohabitate with somebody because you don't have friends or family. Not everybody has extended friends and family. So where are you going to end up? You're going to end up out in the street trying to figure out how you're going to maintain your job, food, and all this stuff from the inside of a car.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. So we can't keep pointing our fingers at the people that are struggling, at the people that are hurting. And we've got to stop treating them like garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel? That's that empathy card again. If you were struggling, you fell down, that something bad has happened in your life. And instead of somebody helping you, they pointed the finger and blamed you for the situation. Blamed you for the problems you had that were completely out of your control. But they said it was your fault. And they didn't want to help you. Isn't that like a wonderful little scapegoat? That's your problem.
Yeah.
But my goodness, that person that lacked that empathy, if anything happened to them, they'd be like, help me, help me.
That's right.
Right? That's the same person.
Very selfish individuals.
That won't help you, that lack of empathy. And you need to look in your situation at the people that are like that, right? Because those are the people that will stay the course and let us all suffer. Yeah. Those are the people that turn a blind eye, will utilize every free program, will take advantage of everything, and then turn around and deny you the same access.
Yeah,
Why?
We've seen that happen.
They'll deny you the same access. Why? Because they don't have empathy. And there's a small percentage of people that don't. And they justify it. Hey, I've had a hard time in my life and nobody helped me. I bet somebody did help them. But they're just too selfish. But then there are wonderful people in your life.
Yep.
Somebody, when you fall down, that says, hey, I got you. I'm going to help you. That's who you need to bring close. That person out there that says, no, nobody helped me, so I'm not going to help you. That's the person that you need to have your boundaries. And then those other people, when they fall, you pick them up.
Yep. We got to help each other.
That's how we're going to fix this mess, because we're in a big mess, according to me. Now, some people think that life is beautiful right now, and I seem to want to send them to the ophthalmologist.
Yeah, those.
I don't know what glasses you're wearing, but
We don't.
things are
condone
rough.
people who love chaos.
So what do you want to say? I mean,
It's such an easy problem to overcome, and why we continue to keep putting these useless barriers up behind all these useless excuses. No, it's just a bunch of rich people that really couldn't give a crap about the rest of us.
and I'm really mad that we created a trillionaire. And you know why I'm mad? Because we didn't have a choice. They took our choices away.
Yeah.
He went public with a company, whereas brokers have control over everyone's retirement funds. And they invested for you into someone who doesn't need the money. And he's creating a company that everyday people will never be able to use.
No.
My understanding is the tickets halfway are like $500,000 or more. So who is making that kind of coin?
Yep.
So I just needed to get that little dig in on Elon Musk because, frankly, I don't like him. When somebody becomes a citizen just to help take down the country, and he just became a citizen a year and a half ago or something like that.
Something like that, yep.
I don't like it. It
No.
doesn't show loyalty to the country. It shows
He's not a patriot.
opportunistic behavior, which lacks empathy. So,
My apologies.
no, you are so correct. No, chime in because I'll just keep going and going and going. It's true.
It just, we both get very, very angry.
Yeah.
And to think that our choice, especially with this particular individual, our choice got taken away. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
And he certainly doesn't need it.
No.
He is certainly not a patriot.
No.
And he's an American in name only.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
And this is a man that's on ketamine daily, which is a drug addict, who has multiple children, 9, 10, I don't know how many, by multiple women. And he makes them all live in Texas so that the maximum amount of child support he can give is someone like $2,000 or something a month.
Yeah, he's a real stand-up
When he's
guy.
a trillionaire. Now think about that, right? Doesn't pay for their schooling, rarely sees them, because he thinks he's doing the world a favor by making more of him.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
if we had more of him,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there'd be anybody left to feed. And I don't even know. You know, when you think about homelessness and people not having food and stuff like that, what happens when none of us can feed ourselves? Are we going to be buying you billionaire, trillionaires' goods? No, I don't think so. I think we're going to be trying to grow food in our backyard and try to sustain the little bit that we have.
If you have a backyard.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or join a co-op of people
co-op,
and grow.
That's good.
You know?
Yep,
Yeah.
That's a great option.
So, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's a mess and we got to figure it out. And our cat's here telling us that it's time to end the show.
Yeah. But it needs to happen. It needs to happen soon, and it needs to be definitive.
Yeah.
And the only people that I care that get hurt in this are the people who can afford it and recover, because the rest of us can't.
The people that can afford it?
You know, people like the multi-bazillionaires.
I don't care about
they
them.
can. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
We're not taking into consideration those people's because they can afford it.
You know, I think that I'm playing mirror. I am mirroring people. If you don't care about other people's situations, I don't care about you. And I think that's the best way to learn.
Well said.
And I see these billionaires that I don't care. Then I have to mirror that relationship because you need to learn. And it is shocking to them when something happens to them and we all applaud. because we people who understand the situation want to show you what it looks like when you don't care about us, because it has to be that simple. In their minds, they're so wonderful because they've got so much money. Good for me. I'm wealthy. You have to bow at my feet. No, I don't. Because your existence doesn't pay the food on our tables.
That's exactly
Your
right.
existence doesn't put the roof over our heads. Your money does nothing but take. And so if you're a taker and not a maker, I think that takers should be treated the same way they treat their victims. And we are victimized by them. 100% victimized. Because that's why you have too much, as far as I'm concerned. Way too much. And you drive by starving people, and you pretend like they don't exist as you go to your 50th yacht, your private plane, your chef-made food, people massaging you and telling you you're wonderful. And then you ask that person that you're paying, why do people not like me? Ask me. I will tell you why. Because my country, there are people homeless because of you. In other countries, there are people starving because of you. There are wars created fighting over money because of you. The air is dirty because of you. The water's polluted because of you. The roads are bad, on and on and on. The lack of education because of you. And you turn around and want me to smile at you?
Yeah.
You want me to applaud your work?
No, kiss their toes.
You're a grand thief.
Yep.
Of epic proportion.
Oh, yes.
No, I will never applaud abuse.
Nope.
I recognize it, and a lot of other people do too.
Well said. I love the way you swerve that back into the pocket. Takers versus makers.
That's our people.
Are you a taker? Or are you a maker?
Yeah, we're makers.
Yep.
We're trying to, shine a light, because not everybody sees things that we do, and we don't see everything the way you do.
Nope.
If you have some ideas and something we've missed, we want to hear it.
Yep. Bring it to the message board.
Yeah. But this has been a public service show. And I'm Sandra.
And I'm Kirk.
And we're working it out, people. We've got our refrigerator back.
Freezing and cooling things is a very big thing.
That was very traumatic. It shows you. Yeah, because a lot of countries don't have those luxuries, right?
That's true.
So us whining about it, I felt guilty. Because I'm like, there are countries that have no air conditioning, no fans, no nothing, no refrigeration.
I'm not guilty. It's just our lived reality.
It is. It's just the way we were raised, but still, I still acknowledge that it is a luxury.
Yes, that we need to.
Yeah.
Everybody should have refrigeration.
I think so.
I
think in every, country, everywhere that people, and what would happen if everybody had enough? Crime would go down.
Stop. There you go.
Smiles, happiness, lots of singing.
Radical.
Kumbaya. It would be amazing.
And so achievable.
If everybody had enough. And what is wrong with everybody having enough? Who decided?
I don't know.
The trillionaires, billionaires, millionaires.
Unreal.
So come to the message board. Tell them, honey. Tell them where to go.
thepublicservice.org. Pop on there. Find us on YouTube, The Public Service Show.
Yeah. Come talk to us. We're here to listen. If we're wrong, we're intelligent enough to admit it.
You have been watching a public service show. America is part of a global community. Sandra and I are well aware that the American experience had the hope for freedom. America isn't perfect by any means, and we are currently having our freedoms tested. Here at the Public Service Show, we're going to look at how and why we're at this point in America.